Alright. I'm in a very difficult place right now. In my head. I just smoked weed. I hadn't smoked in about 9 hours. Usually I'd smoke at least twice within that period of time. I haven't had a cigarette in 3 days. I usually smoke anywhere from 1 to 5 at night, like late. And man, I am irritated. I am still angry, pissed off, and I don't want to do anything. So it's like my energy that can do things, that can move, is dormant. It's stuffed. It's suffocated. It can't see. Has no direction whatsoever. Nothing. Its direction is death. My mind is active. A little bit. But not active enough to create something. It's only regurgitating old shit, a lot of which I already know isn't good enough. I'm worth more. We're all worth more, man. Straight up. Check if there's someone over here real quick. So, like I said, I just smoked. It helped after like 15 minutes. But you know what made it go away? I was not happy after I smoked. I was just, high, whatever. You know what made it better? This dude came by. Well, he needed some air. I was smoking. He knocked on the window. I gave him some quarters for $1, and he left. And then he parked awkwardly in front of the pumps. And I was like, does he need something? Doesn't he? Doesn't he? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to leave him because that's a fucked up parking job. Like, the worst you can do. Right in the middle of both. I'm like, if that's the case, that's on him. He can be a big boy and be like, yo, I need some gas. And right then, that decision on my part to not just go out and say, how can I help you? Or what do you need? Or you alright? I did not do that because it was unnecessary. I put it on him to be aware of his surroundings and to speak up. Because if you don't get a signal, if you can't receive or see an expression, how do you know? The thing's just there. It needs to do something so that you can react off of it. This is a huge fucking concept, man. I'm learning as I'm saying this right now. So ready? He opened his door and he kind of like looked a little bit, and right then I'm like, alright, he's in the way. Potentially. He just opened his door. Now it's like, okay, now I see something's going on, and I'll intervene. So I open the door, I'm like, you alright? And he's like, yeah, I'm just looking for this auxiliary cord or something. And I'm like, oh, okay, alright. Now 2 things happen in my mind. One side says, oh, you're looking for something? Hey man, I'm here to help, let me help you. Which is great because that gave me purpose. Purpose. I'm not yelling at you. Purpose. That gave me purpose. So I'm like, over here, I'm like, in my head I said, oh shit, I could help this dude. And then the other logical, street smart part of me says, yo, I don't want to be looking in this dude's shit. He could have just said that. He could have just said that to be like, nah, I'm alright. I'm good, thank you. So there's 2 things going on. This is what my mind does all the time. This is a beautiful experience. This is a beautiful circumstance for it because I was smart and I did the right thing and I gained his trust very fast. and we ended up looking for something together. So I don't know if he's like, hey man, I need help, maybe, or if I offer it, is it proper, or it's like, yo dog, I'm good. But he didn't give me any negative. So I'm like, all right. And then I kind of like took a step back. I'm like 2-3 feet away from his car. I kind of glance around a little, just to be like, yo, like, I can't help you. And then I step back, and I just kind of like stood there for a second. And he picked up on it, and he's like, he opened the door right for me. He's like, no, man, come on in. You know? And I'm like, awesome. Good little fucking balance. He's aware. He also gave me a signal. Now I'm able to help him. I'm inside. He's outside. I'm able to help him, but I need to see that, like, on the outside, he needs something. Until I see something, and he's not, like, fucking up my shit, you know? He can do his own thing. He's a big boy. So we ended up looking for an auxiliary cord, or a way to turn it on for his car. He had just bought a vehicle. Let me just make sure that no one's over here. He had just bought a vehicle, and he wanted the fucking auxiliary to work, and it didn't. And we were using a cell phone charge plug, and it didn't seem like it was working, so his charger was messed up, and he couldn't find the auxiliary. I grabbed a different charger from inside. You know, I'm like, all right, man, maybe it's the charger. Let me go inside and grab one for you. Boom. So I'm in. Me and him are good. We're going together now. We have a purpose. There's a situation that's not ideal, and although there are things not right with it that you can pinpoint and place and hit and specify and be precise about, even though those specific things are there, we go, all right, cool, now what's the solution? How do we get the fuck out of this? You know, he wants to listen to music, whatever the situation is. We identify the negatives. Identify. Maybe analyze, but we do not expand on the negative shit, the issue, the obstacle. Usually, once we know it, we know it. If you're a runner and there's a bar this high, that's the obstacle. You don't need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you already know it. You already know it. So there's some type of transition from, like, getting it and being like, okay, that's the issue. And then moving towards solving that. What the fuck is that middle ground?